Let's start with learning about different tags. So the first tag that we will start with is H, heading tags and paragraph tag. So in here you can right click and create new file, or just click here and click on this file. And then I will just say heading hyphen para .html. I will hit enter. And again, I will take help of Emmet, which is an it will generate boilerplate code for me. So just type shift and exclamation, and you see it is going to generate this code. It says hit enter. And now here I will say heading and paragraph in HTML. And in here, what I can do now is I basically want to, let's say, uh, emit some tags. So I will show you by creating a tag with barebone manually. Later on, we will see how to do that with emit. So as mentioned, every HTML tag starts with angular bracket, tag name. So tag name here is H1. So you can see there are many tags H1 to H6. I will show you the difference. H1, then angular bracket closing, and then it automatically suggests, but I will type here. So I will say heading tag, and then angular bracket with a forward slash, type H1 again and close it. So this is how you write an HTML tag. So opening tag, closing tag with slash, and then in between you can go ahead and type different styles. So you can say you can write different kind of attributes. So you can say ID is equal to some value. So you say H1 tag is one, this is the ID. Again, you can give different values, give different properties to it. So you can say a style, and you can give some values to it. So you can continue, but it has to be in the opening tag. So now I will get rid of this for now. And now you know how to create a tag, H1 element or tag. So I will show you. If you click here and just say and then if I want to duplicate this element, so this was my H1. If I want to duplicate, press down arrow. So what you do is shift alt and down arrow. You can do this, shift arrow down arrow, then it will duplicate those contents. So I will say 2 H2 H2, and then here I will say H3 H4 H5 and H6. Similarly, we will also go ahead and change this H3 H4 H5 H6. So now there are 6 types of heading tags, and they differ in font sizes. So let me mention this here. Heading tags differ in font size. Font size. So if I right click on this and open with server, you will see the output as this one was H1, so it's big in the font, then small, then small. H6 is quite small. Similarly, we can also write normal text inside paragraph text. So I can say opening tag P, it will automatically, because emit is there, so it's automatically completing my closing text. So here I can say I am a paragraph. If I go back to the browser, I see this. I can have another paragraph. Let's say I want to write a random text. So I can say lorem. It will just generate the emit will generate random text. Let's say I want 30 lines. So I will say write 30, hit enter. And of course, you see this now. If I go to the browser, you see this is in this 30 lines of text. Similarly, if I wanted only 10, 20 lines of text, or let's say 5 lines of text, Emmet will generate. So I will say, or 5 words, sorry, not lines, words. So I will say lorem 5. So it will generate 5 words for me. So this is how you can also generate dummy content. Let's say you want to make this as bold. The content inside this, you want to make it bold. So you can say, you can wrap this with inside strong tag, strong, and then cut the content and paste it inside the strong tag. So you can like this, make it bold. See, this is now bold. Let's say you want to give a line between, horizontal line between the heading tag and this tag. So just type HR. You will see there will be a horizontal line. And just see this HR tag does not have a closing tag. So there are some tags which don't have closing tags. Similarly, if you want to give more than one line here, let's say I want to give one more line here, so I can say break line BR1, so it will give one line gap. See, if I want to do one more, so just type BR and it does another line of gap. So this is how you can write text and show write paragraphs, give break lines between them, create uh, a line separator. There are other ways also to write text. So you can maybe also use span tag. So I am a span tag. It is just another way to write text inside it. So if you write two span tags side by side, I'm span tag 1, I'm span tag 2. So it will come right adjacent to each other. See, I'm span tag 1 and I'm span tag 2. But if you want to write them in different lines, then you can say div I am div 1. Similarly, you say, or let's say, doesn't matter whether you write it in multiple lines or not. And if you say I am div 2, I am div 2. Doesn't matter whether you are in the code you are writing them on the same line or different line. The behavior is that it will put it in the different line. Div tag will put this text and this text in 2 lines. Span text will put this tag and this tag in same line. H1 tags, and we will see them in future. These are like inline text, so they will keep the text in the same line. But other tags, these ones, paragraphs, H1 tags, H2, H3, they are block elements. This is inline element, these are block. So block element places the content in the next line. You see, div 1 and div 2 are in the two different lines because they are block elements. Span tag, the content are side by side because the span is a inline element. We will again talk about in future about this inline text and block text. But now let's talk about few more text. Let's say I create a paragraph. Basically, I want to create, let's say, 5 paragraphs. So I will say 5 into, let's say 5, hit enter. So it's going to create 5 para for me. Who? Amit has created 5 paragraph for me. Similarly, with any other tag, you can do the same thing. So let's say I will say uh, H2 into 3. So 3 times H2 tag will be created. H2. So this is how you can take the advantage of using this editor, but this will not be possible if you are using any other editor like Notepad or other things to write HTML code. So this is the advantage of using Visual Studio Code. Let's talk about few more tags. So I will just say P and I will say lorem, and then I will just say lorem 20. So it's going to create 20 words for me. And now let's say I want to make this Epsom dollar look bold. So I can either use strong tag or I can also use bold tag. So I will just say B tag and then paste it here. So if I go to the browser now, so this Epsom dollar became bold. Now, if I want to emphasize on this text, so I can say em 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 tag em, and I can paste this here em. So now this em means emphasized. So this text will be emphasized. See, it is now written differently, emphasized. Similarly, let's say I want to give a break line after this. I want this to come in the next line. So I will just say before harem, I will just say a BR tag, which we have already seen. So then content will fall into next line. Now I want this to become italics. So I can put them inside. I can put this whole thing inside I tag italics. With CSS, you can handle them also very easily, but I'm just showing different tags which are available. So now this whole text become italics. So let's write down little bit of comments for you. So I will say lorem 20. It will generate 20 dummy words. Similarly, if I say, let's say here, if I say div into 2, which means it will generate 2 div tags for me.